Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you doing today? So it's great as usual to be able to see you. So I don't know whether you were able to catch the news, but actually, a few days ago, the International Energy Agency revealed that in 2023, the investment in clean energy is set to surpass, the spending on fossil fuel, and that's the first time in history. And the report indicates that the solar project will outpace the investment in oil production. This is marking a significant turning point. Were you able to catch that? So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit in this short video. So if you don't know me, my name is Tony Tiu. I'm the founder and CEO of Renewables in Africa. And our job here is to give you all the insight you need so that you can connect with this fantastic industry, make it seamless for you to engage, right? Demystify the renewable energy sector for you. If you're an investor, by watching us, what you would get is insights you need for you to make sound investment. Everybody wants it, right? Excellent. If you are a company, you probably will want to know what you can do to decarbonize your industry. Because I tell you what, you will have to do it. There's no choice. Because either you're a big company and clearly will be facing I would say, the tough regulation that have been put in place across the world, or you're part of a supply chain dealing with those big companies that will actually cascade down the requirement that you have. So ultimately, whether you're a small, big company, medium company, you will have to do it. So how would you do it? You have no idea? Don't worry. We can give you a lot more understanding, right? So by watching those videos, the ones that they publish on a regular basis, you get to understand what the industry is all about. If you're also telling me that you are a young professional, or not necessarily young, you're a professional, but you want to find a way to connect, to understand how the industry is working. I'm telling you, by watching us, you get to understand it a little bit more, right? That's great. And we are happy to be able to do it. So if you've been watching us for some time, I'm sure you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber yet, guess what? I wanted to do it just right now because the 5 platforms broadcasting from. So we have LinkedIn, we have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, but also we have as well Telegram. Pick up the one platform you feel suitable with, just connect with it. Ideally, I like you to connect with all of them, but I understand if you just want to go for one of them. Yeah, that is fine. So back into the topic of today, because that's what I want to talk about. The first time it happened that investment in renewable is actually bigger, faster than fossil fuel. So that's great, groundbreaking. Yeah. So it's great, and because the one thing as well, I just want you to understand is like the dominance of oil has been happening since more than a century, right? It was at the beginning, early stage of 20th centuries, and since then, oil has been dominating in the force of fossil fuel. Just to see what's happening right now, clearly for me, it is a turning point. So that's why obviously the information that the IEA just shared, I thought was good to understand what it's all about. But let me give you a little bit more information so you can get some more knowledge, more insight that will help you to make the right decision or to plan your next move, to anticipate, right? This is what it is all after, right? So what we know, from what the IEA have been saying, if you read the report, that's great. So if you're not read the report, just listen to me because I'm sure you'll find it interesting. The annual investment in renewables energy has been surging, by almost a quarter since 2021. Yeah. And that actually, it's a staggering 50% increase, when you compare to fossil fuel, right? But what is also quite important to understand in this increase is that 90% of it, yeah, of that spending is coming from advanced economies in China. But what it means that there's still a very big divide between the wealthy nation and the less wealthy nation, the poorer nation, some people would say. And that's something we need to find a way to remediate. Yeah. So that means as well, it shows you as well where the potential is. So if you're looking at what the IEA executive director did say, Mr. Fatih Birol, right? He said that clean energy is progressing quite fast. It's moving fast, faster than what many people realize. That was actually his words, right? So the report that they produce, it's revealing a remarkable stat. Yeah. And this is it. It says that for every dollar invested into fossil fuel, you have approximately $1.7, that are now directed towards clean energy. 70% more going towards clean energy. So that's a great shift, right? Why would you ask me? Simply because, if you're looking at what was happening before, just 5 years ago, when we were talking about this ratio, we were talking about one on one. We were talking about one on one. But now, what we're saying here is 70% more. It's going towards clean energy. Yeah. I'm, this is something you want to pay attention to. So that means if you are an investor, you know where the money is going. Yeah. You know where the money is going. So you may want to follow the trend or not, or stay behind. The choice is yours. Yeah. Or if you are in, let's say, emerging economies, because there's a big debate there, right? I like to sometimes jump into that. You need to go, like you hear people say, follow the money. Where is the money going? Where do you want to align yourself to, right? Do you still want to fight back and just, camp on your position and say, I rather just exploit what is on my ground because, I have the right to exploit whatever wealth I have in my country? Or you want to be thinking, okay, this is where the money is going. What can I do? What solution can I create to make sure that I can tap in this money? Choice is yours. I'm just saying that, yeah. But I'm sure that's a debate we can also have. So interesting to realize. Yeah, just 5 years ago we just one on one. You see the difference. What is it going to be 5 years from now? Yeah, maybe a 3-2-1, 4-1. Let's see. So what is also interesting is like a staggering, 2.8 trillion is projected to be invested in renewable energy worldwide this year in 2023. And out of that, sorry, let me repeat. No, that's not correct. The $2.8 trillion is projected to be invested in energy worldwide. That's energy, everything included. Yeah. And out of those 2.8 trillion, what you have is 1.7 trillion that will be going to renewables, that will be going to nuclear power, that will be going to electric vehicle, that will be going to energy efficiency improvement. Yeah. So that's it. But I'm sure some of you will say, yeah, but it still means that you still have 1 trillion that goes toward oil, gas, and coal. Obviously, nobody said that it was going to disappear all of a sudden, but you can see the trend is here. So I'm just sharing those information for people to decide what they want to do. Yeah, but clearly as well, what we can say that there is a good and strong resistance from fossil fuel, because at the moment the spending is still far higher than what the expectation was in order for people or for us to drive toward net zero emission by the mid-century. So yeah, so by all means, the fossil fuel industry is far from being dead. Yeah, and that we have to recognize it. Just as we also have to recognize that we probably have to find the right balance, the right mix, because the two will have to coexist to some extent, right? And the two need to find a way to talk to one another and to see what is the best way forward, taking account many aspect consideration, because it's a very complex debate. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Nobody's saying here's a good, here's a bad, that's it. No, it's a very complex debate. But I definitely still say that I believe the proportion of clean energy should be much more bigger, looking at where we are and what we need to be doing. Yeah, and that is what it's important to be saying. So maybe at this stage, let me just show as well a couple of figures that I have for you, which is showing here the net additions in terms of renewable energy for 2017 2022. And then you can see for the period, you can see every years. And what you can see here is in 2022 we were slightly shy of 340 gigawatts, yeah, of renewables energy. And you can see the make of it. Yeah, so solar by far is the big proportion, yeah, followed by wind. So clearly solar is becoming a real superpower there. Yeah, so that's what we can see. And seeing as well that picture, looking at that. So that would be the next additions per technology. So you can see how the split also look like, yeah. So when you look in terms of that, obviously it will be cumulative. Yeah, no, not cumulative. Sorry, you can see where we are here, the 340, but what the projection is in if we have in the main case or the accelerated case, and you can see as well what the split is gonna be. So, and it's important to have this kind of understanding because, as I say, if you're new into the sector, so you want to invest, or you're a company into the sector, or you're a professional, by knowing that, you probably want to know, okay, where am I going to direct my efforts? So where do I see? Because you can see split between the PV industry, the PV distributed power, the offshore wind, onshore wind, hydropower, bioenergy, and others. Yeah. So getting that knowledge, it's good to understand. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that quickly with you. Yeah. But coming back to what I was saying, 2.8 trillion invested into energy. So in 2023, 1.7 going to renewables, one going for fossil fuel. That was what we're saying is 70% more for renewables. Yeah. So clearly, solar, just as I've shown on my video there, it's poised to take center stage. Spending will be more than 1 trillion, 1 billion a day for solar. That's what we're going to have. Yeah. So that means we're going to have $380 billion for the year 2023, this year on solar alone. Yeah. And if you compare that with oil, that's 371 billion. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying, that for the first time ever, that's what the picture was all about. Solar is taking over. Yeah. And it's the turning point here. Yeah. So what is it going to be going forward? So again, I'm just want to say, so if you're looking at that, if you're a policymaker, if you're a country, you're here to make the decision. It's clear. Okay, if you say I'd rather just bet on still on fossil fuel, no problem. Fossil fuel by all means not dead, but at least you need to know what you're counting on, because going forward, that gap just going to widen. It's going to be bigger and bigger. And if you say you want to stick there, even just from a money perspective, would you have the money to invest into your project? Because yeah, would you have the money? That's questions. Yeah, because people say that, yeah, we need to exploit what's in us in our soil, in our ground. No problem. Do you have the money to do it? If you have the money, that's great. If you have the money, okay, I want to see people who have the money to do it. So, but if you go clean energy, apart from just the environmental aspect, which obviously is obvious, the benefit, but there may be a better opportunity to find the money. Yeah. So if you look at, obviously, solar becoming a true superpower here. So the crowning achievement clearly solidifies solar as the new true energy superpower, right? So that's bringing great potential for me for rapid decarbonization of entire economies, right? So I know we will say that, yeah, but at the same time, a solution are not there maybe for transport, heating. That's true, absolutely correct. But hey, that's what humanity has been evolving from. I think we're making progress, we're making innovation. We're seeing the challenge, as opposed to just keeping on feeling defeating because we see the challenge, say we can't do it. We say, hey, we take the decision that we want to go and get at this stage. Now figure out what are the conditions, what are the innovation we need to get there, and how can we make it work. That's the approach that for me we need to be taking. That's personally what I think. So, but in having said all of that, it's also fair to say that, with this progress that we've been observing, so clearly what we see is the sunniest place in the world, or some of the sunniest place in the world, they still see low level of offshore investment. Emerging markets, right? Part of it is Africa, only 2%, or between 1% and 2% going there. No, great. Yeah. But it's also, I guess, is because as Africans, we need to make a decision. Which way do you want to go? Maybe the money is not also flowing to us is because maybe we haven't made the decision to go full flow on clean power, maybe a lot more bigger than that. Question, yeah? So the report that the IEA provided say that there's a 6% rise in investment in new fossil fuel, right? So that is a about $1 trillion, like I say, 950 billion. That was what it was specifically, yeah. But that is far higher than what was expected to be as investment at this stage. So it shows that the complexity is definitely there. Clearly, I think it was also the war between Russia and Ukraine has not helped. COVID as well has not helped, right? So yeah, so that is what we need to take in place. So, but the shift investment definitely signifies a historic moment. Yeah, yeah. So that's what I believe. But we still need to have concerted effort to see how we can get to a place where everybody can work together and deliver this future we all aspiring from. Like I say, the fossil fuel industry, the clean energy industry, they need to talk to one another. Yeah, but clearly that change of power will happen. That for me, it's inevitable. It's happening, and we also need to make a decision. And it always happen like that because before fossil fuel took over, there was something else. So that's the cost of humanity. So we need to find a way to move forward, and we need to find a way to address the challenges. But what I wanted to share with you today is obviously what the report is saying, and to help you understand that clearly there is a shift happening. Where are you positioned with your company to take advantage of this shift? How are you taking advantage of that? Are you making sure that just as the report is coming out, and obviously it's a big news, you are also putting your company in front of your ideal customer? Do people know what you are doing? If you happen to be in a solar developer, a solar supplier, right? So solar professional, do people know about you? Because it's all about being visible, being in front of your customer, to make sure that they can reach out to you and you can expose what. Because if you have the greatest product in the world, you said, "Oh, that's a great. I have a great product. The report is fantastic, and I can show you how we can take advantage of solar power even more than that. Let me just." But yeah, but that's you saying that. Do you know if the people you want to talk to, you attract, know about what you just saying? No. If that's not the case, I think we want to talk. I think we want to talk because this is actually what I like doing with businesses: showcase, telling them how they can use the visibility, monetize on them, make sure they can bring attention to the product and services, and help them to make the more sales that they need, right? But it start by the visibility. So hopefully you like that video. So now you understand that this shift is happening. It's about positioning yourself, taking advantage of that. If you don't take advantage of that, you'll be left behind. Yeah. So all I have to say for today. So hoping that you enjoy it. As usual, if you like it, please leave a message, comment on it, yeah, and share with people that you know. As of me, I come back with you. Oh, not that far. It's only tomorrow. I'm gonna come back to you for one day, one concept idea. Guys, you have a beautiful Sunday, and we see you very soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.